Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. We are bringing back the man who is saving you money.
Lots of money.
There you go, David. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
So one thing I really love about this channel and something we've been building for 3 years here at One Rental at a Time is a following of people that really do this business. We don't have a bunch of people that are just wanting to be entertained. We have people that are doing this business. So you and I were talking off camera that already about 60 or so people have reached out, have engaged you, maybe started getting quotes and whatnot. But you've got 20 or so already that are looking at saving millions of dollars in extra depreciation. So I'll let you run through the numbers because they are shocking and they will just talk about it together.
I have the greatest job in the world.
Yeah, you do.
I get to make people money. And
Yeah.
it's legit. It's not a tax loophole. It's not a tax dodge. This is written into the tax code. This is the preferred method of depreciation. Just most people don't realize they can do it.
Yeah.
So we've heard from about 65, I think, or so people from One Rental at a Time, which is great. I'd like that to be 655.
It'll be 100 after this week. We seem to do 20, 25 a week. So we're going to do, it'll be over 100 next time we talk, I hope.
Well, we've done estimates for 23 of them so far.
Okay.
We're waiting on details from some of them, and some of them I have yet to send this afternoon in. So for the ones that we've done estimates for, which would be 23 of them, we have shown them how to save, get an additional $4,845,426 in depreciation. If you average that out, that's over $372,000 each. Now, some are larger,
Yeah,
some are smaller, but
yeah. No, this is, again, folks, people don't really realize that One Rental at a Time is a channel of people that do this business, right? We're not some posers talking about this or that because it gets clicks. We actually do this business on this channel. I'm so proud of that. And again, what I look at is $4.8 million. We'll just round it down, not up, down 4.8. If you assume, just assumed a 25% federal tax benefit, that's $1.2 million in cash.
Cash. Sweet. You know,
Yeah, that's not bad.
My tagline's always been, after all, it's your money. Keep more of it.
Yeah, keep
That's
more
how
of
you
it.
keep more of it.
Yeah, folks, again, you can go back and watch videos with David. Cost segregation is something that the big boys have been using for a long time. It wasn't always economical for the little guy. David's company has brought that to bear. Then you have the Trump's Tax Act, which really made it a no-brainer, cost seg plus bonus depreciation, 3, 5, and 15 year, or 3, 5, and 7, whatever it is. And just so you know, David, we didn't talk last week, but last week I brought on my CPA. So what people don't realize about this channel is if you want to talk to an attorney, great. One of my experts is an attorney. You want to talk to an accountant, one of my experts is a CPA. So last Tuesday, he and I went through details about why this is in the tax code, why it's legit, how it would be this, how it would be that. We did talk about if you make more than 150 and carry forward loss and all of those things. So again, we broke this down with a CPA for folks last week, and it's like, go for it.
People need to realize too that the tax code was written for entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And the tax code as written is intended to benefit people who invest back into the economy. Who better than real estate investors who are investing into the local economy? There are some things written into the tax code that are specifically for you,
yes,
as long as you know to utilize them. And unfortunately, not many are, but there's a lot of CPAs out there and tax professionals who just aren't conversant enough with cost segregation to feel comfortable in advising people to do it. So they call people like me, if they're smart, they call people like me, and I help them get that done. But it's definitely something that should be taken advantage of, as long as you meet the criteria.
Yeah, you got to meet the criteria. So again, what I wanted to tell folks is, again, a lot of people that follow this channel, their CPA may be talking about, hey, it's not beneficial, may not this, may do that, because you make more than 150. As we shared with my CPA last week, it's there for you. You can have it become a carry forward loss, and you get 1031, and you can use it when, whenever the time is there. So even if you can't use it, I mean, meaning you actually get money back because you depreciated it to zero and you can't take anything more against your active income, it's still there in the tax code. It's still beneficial. You can go back to our conversation with the CPA on that.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you down the road decide to sell the property and you have suspended loss,
Mhm.
you can take all of it at that point.
Absolutely.
Or you
Absolutely.
can 1031 into an advantage there. So, I mean, there's
Absolutely.
all kinds of ways that this is beneficial, even to the passive investor.
Absolutely. So again, folks, if you are a one rental at a time fan and you bought some rental properties this year, I suggest you reach out to David at least to have a conversation. You don't have to do anything. Go back to video 1 where I outlined my process to date. You don't spend any money until you get the template back to say, hey, this is what it might be. If you don't like it, don't do it. So David, how do you want people to reach out? What's the text number?
Text number is 770-367-8091. That's the best way to reach me. I'll send you a link to schedule a phone conversation with me, and I'm happy to talk to you. And if I don't think your property is a good candidate, I will tell you right up front, I don't think it's a good candidate. And there have been some of those, and some where people sent me a few of them, and I said, this one and this one are a good idea. This one and this one would be cost prohibitive to do.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
so let's just talk. It's
really quick. And again, folks, we've given you some guidelines here, right? If it's less than 100, if you're buying 50K houses in some markets, not really for you, land value, this, that, the other thing, don't do it. But again, it doesn't cost you anything to send a text and to have a quick 10 or 15-minute conversation. So David, any closing thoughts on this?
Nope, just give me a call. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, $4.8 million in extra depreciation. Man,
that's the biggest non-cash deduction that you can come up with.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Depreciation is great. Bonus depreciation is, and it doesn't have to be this year.
Yeah.
They could have purchased the property anytime in, say, the last 15, 20 years. We can still do a cost segregation study on it for them. If it's after September 27th of 2017, which is when the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act went into effect, there's 100% bonus depreciation right. So
very cool.
Idea. Let's talk about it.
There you go. Text him one more time. What's the number?
770-367-8091. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Very cool, David. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.